Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another video and to yet another installment of the story of, where today we're going to be taking a look at a potential bigger role for Fabrizio in the original version of Cars 2. Anyway guys, let's get started. Now you all probably know who Fabrizio is. He was kind of just there in the background. He's just a background character who drives by to be one of those wealthy cars in Cars 2 in Italy. However, there are a bunch of different pieces of evidence that can point to the fact that Fabrizio was originally going to be a race car in the World Grand Prix. To begin, let's take a look at the numbers of the World Grand Prix racers. Number 1 is Francesco. Number 2, Lewis Hamilton. Nobody's number 3. Number 4 is Max Schnell. 5 is Miguel Camino. 6 is Raul. 7 is Shu Todoroki. Number 8's Nigel. Number 8's Carla. Number 9 is Nigel. And number 10's Rip. And from there on out, we get to number 11. 11 through the next few numbers are characters that were only in the international versions, like Fredley Petrov, Frosty, etc., etc. Of course, there are two exceptions to these cars being numbered 1 through 12, and that's McQueen and Jeff Corvette. However, McQueen's 95 is iconic, as is Jeff Gordon's number. So, yeah. However, like I just said, there is one number missing from all this, number 3. Which brings me to believe that number 3 could very well have been Fabrizio. But let's cut on over to our next piece of evidence, which is possibly the biggest one yet until I show you guys my third piece of evidence. I have 3 major pieces of evidence for this video. So if you don't know what concept art is, it's what is basically early on in the production of a movie, the animators and the movie creators come together and they draw what they think the characters and settings and other things should look like. It's definitely not one of the first things they do, but it is done before they start animating. It's done in live action movies as well, to design costumes or how a character should look, or backgrounds. But in the case of the Cars movies, it's to draw how the characters and the backgrounds are going to look. Obviously no costumes or anything. And if you take a look at this very old piece of Cars 2 concept art, very clearly from very early on in the story of the movie, you could see a bunch of different cars who turned out to be characters in the movie and what type of car they're supposed to be. Most of these stayed. The Le Mans prototype here for what almost looks like a female version of Shu, but it could clearly have been later adapted into Carla Veloso. You could see the number 4 on her side. This next guy, labeled as a Porsche GT1, could have very well been morphed into Jeff Corvette. I'm not very sure, but clearly many of these cars were edited. World Rally Championship, that's definitely Raul. This Dutch Touring Master is obviously Max Schnell, because it's a German car. Le Mans prototype, that's purple, that's very clearly Shu Todoroki. The car that's just labeled as an Indy car, that's Francesco. The Corvette GT2 is Jeff Corvette. This Ferrari, I don't know, but it actually uses, if you guys look at the eyes, it uses the same exact eyes as the Ferrari from Cars 1, so that's kind of weird. And the Aston Martin GT1 at top is obviously Nigel Gearsley, and this guy, the Ferrari, could have been cut out of the movie, maybe an early Francesco, or someone that became like Lewis Hamilton, I'm not sure. Oh, and the Le Mans prototype, the female one, could have turned into Rip Placzkowski. I'm not very sure. Again, it takes so long with all these different concept arts. There's sheets and sheets and sheets of artwork on how the characters are going to look until the people creating the movie finally decide what they want. Now, it's really hard to see the numbers on most of these. The only one I can make out is the Le Mans prototype, the top one, as well as the lower Le Mans prototype, which seems to have the number 7. And actually, sorry, the Indy car does seem to have number 1. Okay, so these numbers actually are pretty good proof for who these cars did become. But there is one car whose number is bigger than them all, and that's the one that I have not yet discussed. This guy right here, with a car name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, is labeled in big, bold letters, number 3, and is literally Fabrizio with a spoiler up. I think that's evidence enough that he was early on going to be planned to be one, and he really looks the most similar to his movie counterpart. Even more so than Raul. Now again, these cars, it's really hard to see their numbers, and I'm pretty sure I see a 3 on the Corvette. And some other numbers kind of look like 3s. But either way, his is definitely the most prominent. And yeah, that's just a little bit of evidence, because there's still one more massive piece of evidence that could either make or break this theory. And you know what? I would like to say it makes the theory even better. The Cars 2 mega poster is like its own video. I swear I could spend like a 15-minute long video going over how intense and insane this poster is, with all of its little hidden details like the Lotso car or all the other things hidden very small in the poster. But if you go on over to the Italy section, up towards the upper right-hand corner of the poster, you'll see some cars driving past the finish line. You see McQueen, I believe Francesco's there too, and who else is there but Fabrizio? Now, he is, in canon, supposed to be a race car, but why would he be on a Road Grand Prix track? Once again, I think that we've been able to prove that Fabrizio was at one point planned to be a racer. And also, just a weird thought to have, he got a Disney Store release, and not that many characters honestly get Disney Store releases, at least not in my experience. He was even a chaser, he was metallic, and his diecast was released kinda early on in the line. But for once in these videos, I don't actually have a Lego set to back this up. For the last few episodes, the Cars Lego sets have actually really been helpful. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully we have uncovered the secrets of Fabrizio's racing past, original racing past. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.